the spring story as far as I'm concerned, which is spring game attendance numbers. Now, I understand that there are a ton of people that could give a damn about spring game football attendance numbers. But as fans, there are only few things that we get to do to keep score. We don't get to throw footballs. We don't get to snap footballs. We don't get to make tackles. We don't get to work out in the weight room. We don't get to trash talk on the sideline. We get to go to games, and we either get to point out that you suck, the rival, or that we're better than you. And one of the ways we try to point out that you suck or we're better than you is we have more of us showing up to our spring football game than you do, which sounds stupid on its face, especially for a glorified practice. But my goodness, do we ever just care? Okay, so over the past weekend, I found spring game numbers from all the games that I could find numbers from. Frankly, some folks just didn't put out the numbers, and well, some of these numbers feel questionable, but I put them on a list, I sourced them, and I put them on the Twitters. And that lit up on Monday when you're listening to this on Friday. So it's worth stating that Ohio State had 75,122 people reportedly show up to their spring game. Now, folks that were there claims that that's an inflated number, but I can make an argument that all of these numbers are inflated. And either you have the audacity to inflate them, or you have that many people that are there to vouch. Either way, 75 is a tremendously large number for people to show up to any football game. And, wasn't that long ago that Ohio State would average better than that for a spring football game. Penn State claims to have 68,000. Tennessee put out 58,473. Georgia put out 54,000, but I put an asterisk next to that because there's a part of the stadium that's being renovated, which is another way of saying they had 68,000 last year. They could have probably had 68,000 this year after winning a national championship. South Carolina claimed 51,000 after Clemson claimed 50. Okay, sure. South Carolina had more people at Williams-Brice than they had in Death Valley for their spring game on the same day. Fine, right? And then USC put out a number of 33,427, which I swear to you, I checked and comes from USC itself, even as folks are going maybe 24,000, and I was there. And then Florida State having 33,107 rounds out what I could find about programs that we care about. But it's also really important to point this out on Friday, because Saturday, Oklahoma has a spring game, Alabama has a spring game, Iowa has a spring game, Colorado has a spring game. All of those could get into the top 10 spring football game attendance, and I'm not shy about saying it. I keep score this way. I hold a grudge that USC does not fill up the Coliseum every time the Trojans play football. Full stop. All I hear everywhere I go is the blue blood that is USC. What Lincoln Riley has done, which is unquestionable, the kind of talent they have on display. You have the reigning Heisman winner who was frankly being crowned once again at spring game, play one snap. You've got some of the best skill players in the country. You have an opportunity to play for the Pac-12 championship on talent alone. You ought to be filling up the Coliseum. I don't care what you have to do on a Saturday in California. It ought to mean more to you. That reference is intended because at Oklahoma, when I go to the spring game on Saturday and they unveil Kyler Murray's statue and Brent Venables is going, hey, I know we were 6-7, but we're going to be more physical this year. They've already seen this number and decided, okay, we got to get over 75. We got to find hell or high water. We got to bring grandma in. We got to make sure that we push the funeral to the other day. No weddings on this Saturday so that everybody can be in Norman, Oklahoma at the Palace on the Prairie to let everybody know what time it is every time Oklahoma's football team steps on Owen Field in Memorial Stadium. It matters to me. It's one of the reasons I want to do this segment. It matters to you. That's the reason that we actually do this segment. Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.